So I need an adventure for Pirate Borg, and I'm going to try using Axebane's Deck of Many Dungeons, my personally printed out copy of the black and white versions, to try and create one. So on this back of the Joker here, it's got the instructions: remove the Ace, King and Joker cards from the deck. For a smaller dungeon, also remove the Jack and Queen cards. So I've removed the Ace, King and Joker. The aces are how you enter the dungeon, and the King is the sort of epic final room or whatever. And the Jokers have instructions and little random tables on. So I'm going to grab a random ace, presumably not ace steel, and pick our entrance. Okay. Now I'd already come up with the title first of all, Wrath of Nine Needles, with the idea being that the players are sailing their ship towards their destination. They have a quest in mind that they want to do, and all of a sudden there's absolute chaos in the water, and these 9 sort of pinnacle looking islands start rising up around them and sort of trap their ship, and the water drains away as these islands lift up, and they discover that it's a trap. It's being used. This bizarre mechanism attached to an ancient city under the sea is being used to trap ships by possibly these creatures, possibly pirates. I'll see how these cards turn out. And so they then have to descend into the ancient city through this mechanism in order to activate it and free their ship. So we've got our first card here, and then we just keep working away, drawing cards until we have a complete looking dungeon. So we know what the quest is. They've got to find the mechanism and activate it. Yeah, that could happen. Side entrance. Room contents. Let's roll a d10 on this chart here. 7 is broken glass bottles. Okay. But we can deal with this at the end, really. Let's go here. Other side entrance, very possibly in the sort of bits of worn away stone and coral and whatnot. Let's draw another one. Oh, cool. That's a little passageway going off there. I think I might put that here. Make it a sort of satisfying layout. So that's going up that way. This could be an absolute maze in this ancient, or this part of the ancient city. That could be good. I think what I'm going to do is turn that this way. Get a network sort of going down here. Maybe have that joining up. We'll see. Wow, there's a lot going on there. Yeah, I'm going to tinker with this a bit, I think. Just to make it a bit more, just to make it feel right. I'd like some connection going. I'm going to connect those, I think. So we've got a room there, a few there, one here, one there. See what else? Oh, this is just going to connect up. I just like that. So it leads to this room here. No, I don't want that. I think I'm going to grab a king now and have that as the object of our quest, where the mechanism will be, and maybe even a passage to the deeper city, so they can either activate the mechanism, free their ship and escape, or they can go down to the next level or further deeper into the city. Now, Dyson's logos I ain't, but I've drawn it all out and put the numbers on where interesting things might be. Now, for number 1, it will just be a description of the way the dungeon looks, that kind of thing. Number 2, we rolled broken glass bottles. Now, what I'm thinking is this could be a trap laid by pirates using the old mechanism from the ancient city, or the pirates could have taken over this mechanism from the creatures who were using it, but then more of those creatures arrived and killed all the pirates. So we've got broken bottles in here which we rolled, so they could be broken rum bottles from when the pirates briefly held control of this and tried to use it for their own ends. These side entrances could be blocked up a bit, but the player characters could clear them, and so when they need to get back to their ship in a hurry, they could escape from here to a nearer exit than that one, so they can clear them if they want to. And so we've got number 3, we've got some treasure in there. I want to do some I want to give them some arcane rituals, so I'll probably roll one of these or pick one of these and have that as a scroll or something that they can use, and some treasure of some kind as well. So yeah, we can also have evidence of the pirates probably over here. From the look of all this carnage, there will be perhaps one of the creatures and several, or some of the creatures and several dead pirates who have been there for quite some time. So I'll think about what the creatures might be later on. We've got some barrels and stuff in here. Perhaps the creatures and the pirates have stolen stuff from ships they've trapped. There's going to be some wrecked ships at the base of this sort of circle of needles that arise from the sea. So there'll be some of those. That's where the stuff will have come from. Perhaps perhaps this was roughly put together by the pirate captain who took over this place briefly. And we've got some more rubble down here. Perhaps there was the scene of another fight. Smells, it says. Might not deal with that. We've got another monster here. A group of monsters here. So that's perhaps there's a little cluster of them wandering around, trying to find out where their mates have gone, who, when the player character's ship was captured, there would have been a group of them going out to attack the ship. Perhaps the player character pirates have killed all of them, and so these guys are coming out to find out what's happened. And here there's a secret room to some treasure here. Let's roll another d10 for this hallway contents. Number 4 is spider webs. Not quite. Spider webs and tattered clothes. I'm not feeling spider webs. Maybe something sea creature like a strange hermit crab or something that's been eating the remains of the pirates. So perhaps we'll have that there. And I think here we've got some kind of final battle, maybe, with the leader of this group of creatures having a big old fight over this pit, which I'll perhaps draw in a little bit. And here's the final room where the mechanism is, and there'll be some treasure here. And when they activate the mechanism, they'll probably see that there's an entrance to a tunnel that leads deeper into the underground city, so they can either release their ship and try and escape, or go deeper into the city, and that will lead on to a next session. So that's basically what I'm thinking right now. So although this may look more like old Greg from the Mighty Boosh, it's trying to be an aquamphibian from Stingray. So instead of using deep ones again, which I think I've used before, I'll introduce something a little bit different. These characters are a sort of the descendants of the people who built this city, probably not on rock and roll, and they have taken possession of this mechanism. They perhaps have they've lost some of their technical knowledge from days gone by. They're not as powerful as they used to be, but they are still able to use the still functioning bits of their city for their own nefarious ends, to try and put one over on the surface dwellers who they resent for villainous, baddie reasons. So those guys are going to be the enemy in this. They've killed the pirates who tried to take over here, and they're asserting their authority once more and trying to steal more things from the ships that they trap, and to kill the hated surface dwellers that they hate so much. So now we can use this in Pirate Borg to create the stats for our Atlanteans, as we'll probably call them. Hit points, I'm thinking tough human, so 10 to 12 hit points. We will call it 12. I want them to be a challenge. Morale, I'm not going to roll. Untrained average human combat experience. Morale 8, military training. Because these guys are an army under here. Armour, we're talking scales, I think. D2 is scales. So minus D2 to any damage done to them. Now damage. So we've got cutlass, D6. Fine rapier, big sword, claw from a large beast. Two-handed weapons, D10. I want them to have D8 for their trident. In Stingray they had energy weapons, but I'm not going to go that crazy and overpower my players. Special. Please excuse the sound of the chainsaw. Heavens to Betsy. We're going to have some rituals known by the main baddie that's going to be in this chamber here. So we shall include that. But I don't think I'm going to give them anything else. No, I don't think I will. Cool. So he is a brave leader. I'm going to give him morale 9. Armour, he has scales plus barnacles, because he is kind of ancient and weird. So let's give him minus D4. That's tier 2 armour. And he is going to do... He's probably got some sort of powerful staff that has weird energy on it. And that's going to do D10. Let's go nuts. He is the boss after all. And he's going to have some his arcane powers as well. And just going through the arcane rituals here, came across Eldritch Tentacles. They appear and attack up to D6 creatures of your choice, taking D6 damage each. So that sounds quite fun. Very Shadows of Brimstone there. So he could actually cast that, and they could come out of the tentacles could come out of the pit and attack the characters. That would be quite fun. So I want my own type of crab here, some kind of hermit crab. I don't know what to call it. I'll just call it hermit crab. Giant, let's say. Giant hermit crab. And I want it to be tough. Hit points 12, why not? Morale, unintelligent. I don't know though. Wonder when danger is sensed. Fearful but willing to fight. I'll give it 5. I'll give it 5 morale. It's not stupid. Armour. Minus D4, I think. Yeah. Shell. Minus D4. Damage. Claw from large beasts. Yeah. Claw. I'm going to give it 2 attacks. And each one will be D8. And special, I think it's special enough. So it's just crawled in this side entrance here and it's hanging around. And so during the fight, the player characters might possibly notice the secret entrance here and go in and find some treasure. So now we're talking about treasure. I'm going to grab Table Fables 2. Any money will be converted into silver because that fits with Pirate Borg. We're going to have maybe some coins there. Let's grab a D12. 2, that is D20 coins. No, I'm going to roll again. I'm going to bump this up actually. I'm going to roll D100. Really. 59. Give him something. I'm not historically very good at giving out treasure, so I want to bump things up a bit. Number 2, what could be in there? Let's do a random loot type roll. 51. We know there's broken bottles, but there's also weapons, page 51. Weapons D20. I need to hand out more treasure in my life. A mace. Okay. That's fine. Now I think over here where the dead pirates are, I'm going to, at first, grab the loot the body thing. That's a D100. I might roll a couple of those because there's a few pirates here. So 35 is... No, I don't want D8 crab claws, that sounds weird. I'm not going with that. 24 is black candle. Its purple flame forms a skull. Okay. We've got a black candle. And on the other pirates there will be 95 is a random thing of importance. We go to page 60. Okay, D100. 85 is a magnifying glass or magnifying lens. Nice random pirate-related trinkets. Anything else? Let's roll a 66. That is a book of dark rituals, or more dark rituals. Do you know what? My players have got a fair few. I'm going to re-roll that. One of the characters is a sorcerer and he's got quite a few spells, so getting one more would be nice, but I don't want them to go crazy. Jewel encrusted egg. Encrusted egg. And we're going to have some weapons, aren't we? Let's roll the D20 and see if there's any piratey weapons. We'll have a dagger. Plenty of loot in that room. And let's say a lance. It's going to be more a spear, I think. Yeah, there's plenty of toys there. And if we roll for some coins as well, because they're going to have some treasure on them, presumably. 5 is D20 silver. No, not 6 again. 14. Because they may have been looted a little bit already for their money, but there perhaps a few more coins lying around. That's going to need some sort of supplies. So what would we have? Tools, animal products, maybe, and other items. Let's have a look at the animal products, see what those are, see if they make any sense. For room 6, stolen booty, yeah. Animal products. Okay. I'm just going to put some general usual cargo that a ship might have for this. So I'll put rum, flour, spices and gunpowder. I'm sure my players will be sensible with that. So we go into the number 7, which is the captain's room, which he had before he was killed by the Atlanteans. And he's going to have some fine clothes, perhaps a weapon. So we'll go with that. So let's have a look at the apparel. 8 is a black something. I'll just go straight for the type. Black shirt. It's going to be a fine black shirt. It's going to be worth a bit of money. And he might have another item, a brown D6, brown shoes, or let's say boots, brown pirate boots. And they are also not too old. Maybe this fight didn't happen all that long ago. He might have a book. Keep him busy. Essential oil essentials. Okay. Yeah, that's maybe a little too weird. He's got the Book of the Pirate's Code. Yep, and he'll have some coins. We might have a weapon as well. Let's have a look. Anything unusual? Maybe he's got a spear. And perhaps he's got a magical weapon though. Let's not go... Oh, why not? Let's just have a look. Perhaps this spear is magical 4. Arrows, anyone struck by these peculiar arrows are swarmed by creatures. That's interesting. So, arrows. Anyone hit is swarmed by bugs. So they could have their difficulty rating reduced. Now here there's quite a treasure dump, so we'll have some coins. I'm going to roll 2d10, I think. I'll just add these together. So 6 and 8. So say I'm going to say 140 silver actually. I'll go with that as a percentage because I want to give them some decent treasure. 68 silver, and we need some gems. That'll be fun. So we've got an opal, And let's have a turquoise. Any other random thing we could include? Let's not give out too much. Peculiar knick-knack. 8 is a small mechanical spider. No, we're not going with that. And I think we need something decent for this final room here, for that chest. So I'm going to roll for an ancient relic. See what we've got. 14 is Crown of the Sunken Lord. A water shield surrounds you, minus D2 protection for D2 plus spirit rounds. Crown of the Sunken Lord, that's appropriate. And a bit more loot to add to that. 58 is a weapon, another weapon. I'll put some coins in as well. What is it? It is a longbow. Well, you could use that to fire your arrows, which cause people to be swarmed by bugs. Let's grab some coins. Everybody loves loot. 6 is D100 silver. Using all silver. 46 silver. Perhaps a gem in there. 6 is a garnet. What else might we have? Nothing random, something a bit. We've got some magical stuff. Let's roll on this treasure table here. What might there be? 14 is a string of snow white pearls. That's right. String of pearls. Plenty of treasure to be going on with. And when the characters all gather here, they might be able to spot the secret entrance under this sort of raised area in the wall, just there. And if they activate it, they will find a passage, a very, very long passage leading deeper into the sea city. And they can go down there if they want to, or they can just free their ship and get to the surface before the place is completely flooded by the sea. Hang on, how would that work though? It wouldn't work, would it? No. So, but the this is like halfway up one of the needles, maybe, and so when the middle part of the island floods, and the whole thing is submerged, isn't it? Never mind. There'll be these entrances will be sealed in some way, and I'll try and dig my way out of the mess I've just made for myself. Do you know what? It's magic, I've decided. Somehow the ancient magic of the Atlanteans sealed this in some kind of weird bubble so that when the sea rises around it, it doesn't get flooded. So yeah, magic, that's my answer to everything. So I will let my players have some fun with this, and we'll see how Axebane's Deck of Many Dungeons has served us in creating an adventure.